The views expressed on this podcast are based on a satirical and at times comical view of the subject matter. So don't get your panties in a wad. Live long and prosper, fuckers. Let's get the show started.
Big O! It's showtime!
This is the Tempest universe, man. Hold on to your ass. You're in for a hell of a ride.
It's 10:01 p.m. live on Spreaker.com. The Tempest universe. I'm your host, Manny, by the way. And yeah, hold on to your posterior. You're in for a good probing today. I got some news articles to cover. That's what I do. I kind of take a look at the contemporary issues of ufology, UFOs, aliens, space, news, all that kind of stuff. As a matter of fact, I had yesterday when I closed the podcast, I was like, hey, we're going to talk about SpaceX and kind of bring everything up to date. What's going on right now? That didn't happen. Honestly, there's I'm really stuck on this whole UFO report thing. Actually, if you are following me on Instagram, you actually will see that I posted some stuff about that today. Just, shit I made up. Took a little bit of memology today and put it into the Instagrams, if you will. But this is where we're at for the rest of the month. We got to deal with shit like this. So today I decided, well, it's got to be someone besides the usual, news outlets, publications, online websites or whatever, that are talking about this. And I found an audio clip that I'll play for you. Actually, it's a whole damn ass video on YouTube from the Pentagon, which this went down on the 1st, yesterday, as a matter of fact. So you don't hear about this stuff. So I'm going to play the audio. If this was YouTube, we'd play the video. We'd go right to the videotape. But it's not, so deal with it. So the very first thing we're going to talk about is Mr. Press Secretary John Kirby out of the Pentagon. And then we'll go to Australia for a bit. We're going to do a little flashback there to a sighting. Because now what's happening is everywhere that there was a sighting, you hash the shit up now. Now you're going to bring old shit up, basically. We're going to go into the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, 80s, and we're going to continue on until somebody listens. And what perfect time to do it than right now. Right now is the time to do it. Funny thing is that while I was looking for, what's fresh for this episode, I came across this software company that built a program for managing real estate properties. And what the fuck do you think they were talking about? The UFO report. Going to Congress. That's how they started out their advertisement. But somebody was clever, right? They talked about all these things that the software can do, including tracking crashed alien ships on your property. Maybe an occasional incursion for probings. It was the craziest thing I ever read. And I was so fucking confused. I really was. Because I was like, wait, did someone make a program for this? Like, for real? It doesn't even say it's fake, so I don't even know. I have no idea. Is this thing real or not? But you can track incursions onto your property. How many times a UFO crashes nearby? What's the impact on your tenants? It was funny as hell, but for fuck's sake, is it real? I don't know. But you could imagine a future where you would have things like this, like a sentry bot going around protecting your neighborhood from aliens. I could. Hell, why not? What's up to the guys who are on the live chat? If you go to Spreaker.com, Podcast is usually on Monday and Wednesdays live at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we got some live folks in there. We got GameVit, The Norm. And these are the guys that are in there right now and listening live. So, hey, that's the way it goes. That's what happens. Otherwise, you're probably listening somewhere else, like, iTunes or Spotify or one of those other quadrillion other podcast places that you can find them. So we're going to get kind of rolling here. Only 3 articles, 2 news clips, actually. We'll have a flashback from last week, and then I'll play you the new clip because it's pretty fascinating. But first, we're going to hear my favorite song, which every time I play it, I dedicate it to Joe Biden. This is for you, Joe.
Get up, stretch my legs. Eat some breakfast, milk and eggs. Brush my teeth up, wash my face. Start my day. Wake up, get up, stretch my legs. Eat some breakfast, milk and eggs. Brush my teeth up, wash my face. Throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, I can smell the smoke from the bacon. Let's go, see the sun shining from the windows. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. Drink some water, brush my teeth. Get out of bed and I stretch. Bed in my hair is a mess. Look through my clothes for a fit. Anything I do is drip. Feel like a kid when I'm tick-tocking. I still keep it real as it is. I show my age, I don't switch often. I'm just as a dad as it gets. Try taking naps with my kids talking. I'm guessing this life how it is. And I can't wait for the weekend. Keep jammies on like I'm a kid. Wake up, get up, stretch my legs. Eat some breakfast, milk and eggs. Brush my teeth up, wash my face. Throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, I can smell the smoke from the bacon. Let's go, see the sun shining from the windows. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. Okay, I know that today'll be a good day. Feel good, feel great, can't complain. Look out my window, see birds and planes. Sun's out, some clouds, it might rain. Siblings on my nerves again. Summertime, go for a swim. Wintertime, go grab a sled. Spring, I might need an umbrella. Fall back in school with my friends. Attitude change like the weather. My mom tell me it never ends. Like clocks, we evolve in a circle. Every 12 months we do it again. Wake up, get up, stretch my legs. Eat some breakfast, milk and eggs. Brush my teeth up, wash my face. Throw my clothes on, start my day. Wake up, get up, stretch my legs. Eat some breakfast, milk and eggs. Brush my teeth up, wash my face. Throw my clothes on, start my day.
So last week we had this this article, right? We talked about Biden and the whole Obama thing, and Biden kind of getting persnickety because Obama was talking about the UAP report, and then he got caught off guard. He's like, Joe, what you think about the UFO report? Obama, Mr. O says blah 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 blah, and he's like, well, fuck it, go ask him. You're like a crotchety old man, basically. I understand. I'd be pissed off too. Like, dude, clear that with me first. I'm the president right now, not you. Anyway, so we had that clip from Press Secretary Jen P. If you're nasty, and I'm gonna play it again right now, just to put this into perspective, what went down. Because it's funny, but the guys in the press, they give no fucks. Like, it's a privilege for you to be up there talking to the press, no matter who the fuck it is. And they don't give a fuck. They're going to ask you some damn questions. You better get ready.
We're aware of the report requirement, and our team at the Office of the Director of National Intelligence is, of course, actively working on that report. And we take reports of incursions into our airspace by any aircraft, identified or unidentified, very seriously and investigate each one. But ODNI would be working on that report, and in terms of disclosure, that would be up to them.
I guess in all seriousness, though, can you characterize the president's concerns about this phenomenon? I mean, it is this concept of objects in U.S. airspace that are either origin from other nations or other entities, but what is the concern of the president that this phenomenon seems to occur in the national security apparatus?
Well, I think broadly speaking, the fact that we have a team that's actively working on a report, certainly the safety of our personnel, security of our operations, our airspace are of paramount concern, whether that is identified or unidentified aircraft. And we don't discuss that publicly for a range of reasons, but certainly the president supports the ODNI putting together a report and following through on that commitment.
So, you know, the president supports the president. The president didn't know shit. He's like, why they ask me these questions? It wasn't scripted. It wasn't on my teleprompter. I can't do that. But that's what happened, right? So on the 1st, we have a couple of other reporters during a Pentagon press secretary news brief. You know, they talked about a lot of shit having to do with the Pentagon. You know, they talked about China. They talked about Iran. You know, apparently Iran sending warships down to, I don't know, fucking South America or some shit like that. I don't know. That wasn't important. What was important was the damn UAPs. You know, and then they had North Korea issues, and that stuff just doesn't matter to me at the moment. And I just happened to come across this. I don't even know how, but I did. So check out these two folks that they're really they're fascinating because they'll ask like a legitimate question, right? Not saying that UAPs is not legitimate, but they'll ask a question like, "What do you think of Jing Long Dung Dung and the fact that he's taken over the northern region with his military?" You know, and then he goes, "I have a follow-up question to that. What about the damn aliens?" Yeah, basically that's the way they were working it. But here's a clip. The actual press conference with John Kirby was 37 minutes long. This is only like 2 minutes because I cut out all the nonsense because you guys don't want to hear about that shit. Here we go.
And I think Brooke told you I do have a hard stop here. The room is reserved for other purposes this afternoon, so I'll try to get this going. I do have, unfortunately, I got some things at the top I definitely want to hit. So bear with me. Lots of different topics. Okay, Matt Saylor, ABC.
Hi, John. Thanks for doing this.
Yes, sir.
A quick question on the coming UAP reports. There's been some reporting that this could be coming as soon as this week or maybe even tomorrow. Can you say anything about what timing we should actually expect?
The what report, Matt?
Sorry, the UAP report, UFO report.
That is really for the DNI to speak to, Matt. As you know, this is a report, a congressionally mandated report. DNI is in the lead. It will be DNI who will be making that report. Obviously, DOD has a role in helping flesh out the information that will be in that report. But as for specific...
And the very last follow-up, and I hesitate to be asking this, but on the unmanned aerial phenomenon report, because many of these reported sightings have been from military personnel, and because you said that DOD is assisting with this effort, can you tell us anything about what you have been able to rule out? Have you been able to rule out the science fiction scenario of any kind of life form? Is this mechanical phenomena? Is this perhaps atmospheric? Can you just say, for people who are interested, that you have ruled out there's any life forms out there?
I would be getting ahead of a report that hasn't been submitted to Congress yet, and that's never a good idea for a spokesman in this town. So I don't want to get ahead of the report. And I refer you to DNI to speak to that.
That you can rule out at this point.
I am not going to get ahead of a report that this agency is not writing in response to a congressional mandate. That would refer you to DNI for more detail about that. Thanks. I think I've got time for one more.
So there you go. I mean, basically, they tried. They tried really hard to get him to disclose what the hell's going on. The thing is that the Pentagon is also submitting information to this so-called report, right? So people are confused, like, what the fuck you mean? You know, what DNI? What? What are you talking about? You should know. You've seen this damn report. I know you have. Well, I don't know. He's the press secretary. He probably just heard rumors and shit, so he doesn't know how to answer. The priceless thing about this situation is the video, because he looks so fucking confused. Like, why are they asking me about these questions? Why? You know, it's like, come on, get off. And some of the reporters are there live in front of him, you know, and some of them are calling in by phone. So he really doesn't know what the hell they're about to ask, or if it's some guy that has a tinfoil hat calling in, asking him questions about the pending incursion of aliens. So it's crazy, right? So people are being kind of bold now. And you know, that last lady that was asking the question, she really tried her damnedest not to say alien or entities. You know, that's what they use, other entities. You know, other countries or entities. What the fuck is that? Can you just say alien? Is it that hard for you to say alien? Like, literally, the Biden administration has made it almost illegal to call someone an illegal alien. So why can't we call, you know, things flying around in, you know, saucers and all that kind of shit? Well, let's call them illegal aliens. We don't got to get rid of the term. We just, you know, repackage it. Let it mean little gray men. Those are the illegal aliens that are flying. I mean, think about it. If they're flying over our sovereign skies without letting us know or asking permission, they're fucking illegal. They're illegal aliens. See? See, I did that. You repackage it. We understand now. Illegal aliens are not the people on our planet. It's the fuckers that are coming from somewhere else. That's the way it should work. I'm just saying. I'm just going with that right now. So I'm sure as these press things happen throughout the month, they're going to ask more questions. More and more of these reporters are going to be asking questions about this, because initially I was like, oh, June 1st, this is going down. And then somebody said, no, June 18th, that's when it's going down. And then somebody said, no, June 25th, that's when it's going down. So we're a little bit confused about the damn timeline now, when it's supposed to come out. So there's going to be more and more questions, I'm sure. I'm trying to find out if the DNI has any press conferences, which I would imagine that there's a lot of people right now who are like, hey, can you like hold a press conference about this? Can you talk to us? Can you get all these people that are asking these questions, get your happy ass up there? You don't got to tell them what Congress is going to receive, but please give them something, a morsel, some idea of what the hell's going on with this report. I'm sure that's going to be coming. I mean, you kind of have to, because the questions keep coming, and these press secretary folks, they look like they're deer in headlights, man. They just don't expect it. They're just not ready for it. And the rest of the month, man, or until that report, until we have any indication of where that report is, who has it, and when it's going to be released, because it's supposed to be unclassified information, damn, these guys, they're going to get the business. They really are.
Don't force me out of bed in your society. Don't push me down the road you're playing down. Don't try to fix my head, it's just your anxiety. Don't hush me now, cause I just wanna shout. Don't make me dance to the tune that you're humming. No, my body don't move like that. Don't make me pretend I don't see your shortcomings. You'll be running when I raise
money? Don't fucking scream at me.
Where's
you
the
dumb
money?
fuck you. Look at you with your fucking 48% body fat and
I just got a message from the one and only Ronnie Dawson. Ronnie Dawson says that the UFO MegaCon in Laughlin, Nevada, June 6th through the 12th, is completely sold out. Ronnie, of course, is going to be speaking on Friday, June the 11th, 10:30 a.m. until noon, and he's got a full house. Ronnie Dawson has got a full house. Listen, Ronnie, don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. Just imagine you're up there in all your clone glory, with 17 backing you up. I'm telling you, you're going to have a good time. You're going to have that crowd in the palm of your hands just like melting because of, hey, listen, with 17, what can go wrong? As I was searching around, actually, I found this article over the weekend because, again, every UFO article starts with the pending report. This one is the rehash. So basically, we had this UFO incident way back when, and so now we got to bring it back up. We got to bring it back up because it means something, and there's merit to this. I want to say I've been thinking about this since Saturday, believe it or not. And I usually don't like to hold my thought processes that long because, it's exhausting. This is Australia. Out of Australia, sorry. I mispronounced it. Australia. UFO cover-up exposed on 7 News Spotlight investigation. We actually talked about this particular incident from 1966. I think it was last year or the year before, actually. And it's the Westall incident, which happened in Westall High School. Yeah, 600 pupils in, Southwest Melbourne. Yeah, this is crazy. It's kind of like that one in South Africa, right? With all the kiddos, just watching the aliens land and frolic amongst the trees and shit. On April 6th, about 200 staff and students and residents, they witnessed metallic disc and flying saucers over a local football field. Andrew Greenwood was one of the witnesses and a former school teacher back in '66. He was actually there teaching 9th grade science class when a young girl just burst into the room saying there was a flying saucer outside. Like, what do you do? Like, you're in the middle, like, it's like, what are you teaching science, carbon, chloride, and periodic table, and then somebody comes in, alien, that really fucks up your day. I'm telling you, though, I'm sure the lesson plan was out the fucking window. What would you do after that? You can't even continue what you're doing. There's a quote from Mr. Greenwood, and it says, I can remember running out into the oval, looking into the sky and seeing these things, and just standing there, absolutely transfixed. What the fuck do you do? I mean, War of the Worlds. You're like, is this the end? Like, I'm sure people initially would get freaked out because you don't know. We've seen enough movies to where there could be a whole fucking armada up there, and this is it. You're alien meat. He says, I haven't seen anything in my life like it before or anything since. He's been impacted by this. Who even knows if you teach science after that? What do you teach? Really? Imagine if you're teaching biology and you can't explain what the fuck you just saw to everybody in the classroom. Like, what the hell is it? So, needless to say, he was like just thrown. He says the actual ship was gray. It was almost cylindrical, cigar-shaped object which moved with some degree of precision in the sky. I would hope so. Could you imagine alien ship flying all wobbly and shit? Come on, that's fucked up technology. Get the hell out of my airspace. About 2 weeks later, Greenwood says, hey, 2 senior Australian Air Force officers visited the school. One in uniform and the other in a civilian outfit. According to Greenwood, these two knuckleheads from Down Under, they threatened him with his job. They literally told him, do not speak about what you saw. I thought this only happened in the United States. What the hell is happening down there? How is it that they do this in other countries as well? I thought we had the only military that was that ballsy to just tell you shut your damn face or we'll get you fired. And how could they get him fired? He's a fucking teacher. Come on. Stop being road diggers. Now, it turns out that one of the other people that actually spoke out in this so-called investigation by 7 News was Terry Peck. Terry Peck was only 11 years old when she was at the school and saw this madness. She, of course, described it as a flying saucer craft. That's what she saw. She said it was hovering and that she could actually feel the heat on her hand. I would imagine that she kind of held the hand up, trying to communicate. I could see Stephen Greer doing that. UFO shows up, he like throws a hand up in the air. He waves them like he just don't care, just so they can feel the heat of their magnificence as they heal him. Well, maybe Terry did the same thing. She says she could feel and hear this buzzing sound and also purple lights all around it. Like, it sounds like it was like My Little Pony. Like My Little Pony came in to talk to her. She said she was completely stunned and she didn't know what the hell it was, but she said it was classic. It was a classic flying saucer that you would hear on stories, that she'd heard previously. Completely nuts. She also was told by staff and students. She was also told by the government, and not only her, but also the staff and the students, do not talk about the incident during a school assembly. Like, why would you not? I would think that, especially teachers, right, who are teaching science or philosophy or whatever, they would welcome something like this. It's like, why would you tell your whole damn school, bring them into assembly, and tell them to shut the hell up? That makes no sense. Anyway, she said it was rubbish. She can't believe that she wasn't allowed to talk about it. So, from right now, it seems that they're bringing this up. Like I said earlier, they're bringing this up to bring people forward because this is the time now. In America, the United States of UFOs, we have a report going to the governing body that could maybe shed some light. So why not? Why not bring it out? And this really makes sense to me. It really does. You should take all these folks. You take Terry Peck. Take Terry. You take Andrew Greenwood out of Australia. Put him on a fucking plane to D.C. Take every single person that you believe is credible, that has sightings that are unexplained, and makes some kind of damn sense. Stick them on a plane. Send them to Congress. Let's have a hearing. Let's look at the report and compare it. Compare it to decades of reports. Because there's no way that a school with 600 people, kids in it, and staff would be lying about it. Why would they get out of it? What exactly would they get out of lying about seeing UFOs? Especially a little 9-year-old girl. 11-year-old at that time, sorry. What would she get out of it? It would seem to me that those are your witnesses. And this is 1966. What the hell was the technology going on there? Especially in Australia. Did their military have these advanced aircraft at that time? I feel that the answer is no. I really do. Not talking down to Australians, but I feel that it wasn't. This is a pretty cool article because it goes through the experience over at Westall. But in addition to that, at the very end, they bring up another remote installation or outpost that the United States has in Australia in the outback. Established in the 1960s, believe it or not. And it's down in Exmouth. There's more about that particular spot and the fact that UFOs have been seen around this place as well. So check out the article. It's in the description. I think it's interesting. If someone like Stephen Bassett, Stephen Bassett, he's always dealing with the government when it comes to UFOs and all this kind of stuff, special interest groups and all this crazy nonsense. Stephen, even Greer, grab all these people that really are in situations that they have no reason to lie about it, especially that many people. Fly their asses to Congress and let's be there. Be there for the report. Someone's got to explain something eventually. This article out of Politico kind of threw me for a loop. But, before I get that, I don't know if you guys noticed. So that these articles are like syndicated from one publication to the next. I don't know how much they pay for this stuff. But what's happening is, this is really, it's fucking frustrating, right? Because a lot of these places, like, I think like the Washington Post or the fucking New York Times and those rubber dickers, they actually now only show you half of the fucking article, and then they want you to subscribe to see the rest. Are you fucking serious right now? Really? No. Honestly, because it's syndicated, some other rubber dicker site is going to give it to me anyway. The thing is, I share the link. I share the only thing I don't share is the name of the individual, but for fuck's sake, if you hear your news article on the podcast, then, reach out. Like, I got someone reach out to me a couple of weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago. But still, let's be honest. Come on. No one's going to want to visit your shit if they got to pay for it. It's the damn internet. Internet's free. God damn it. It just pisses me off. Anyway, so I think the New York Post had this article, and then I was like, no, not paying for this shit. And then Politico had it. So guess what? Went over to Politico. Ex-official who revealed UFO project accuses the Pentagon of disinformation campaign. You used to hear this, right? Back in the day. That was the thing, disinformation. You look at Stephen Greer's his documentaries, all you ever hear is disinformation. And the word campaign followed right after it. And then he cries about it. But still, this is what's happening today. Now, I was kind of shocked. I was like, who the hell would it be? Who the hell would be so important in the topic of UFOs that they would be the target of freaking disinformation? It makes no damn sense. But it's Lou Elizondo. Of all fucking people. Lou Elizondo. It says here that Lou filed a complaint with the Pentagon's agency's Inspector General. Lou is claiming that there was a coordinated campaign to discredit him from speaking out. Oh, for speaking out. They accused him of a lot of things, especially being crazy, because he's all about UFOs. And they actually threatened to tell people about that. They were throwing his ability to find jobs, gainful employment, into the shitter. Yeah, this is crazy. Now, apparently Lou has a lot of time on his hands. Because his complaint is 64 fucking pages long. 64 pages. That's what he handed the Inspector General. That is fucking nuts. That's a lot of fucking anger, to be honest with you. Because holy shit. That is crazy. I could imagine. Like, shit, page and a half for me. I got a complaint. You're lucky if you get a page and a half. And even at that, it'll have to be fucking triple and double spaced just to make sure I can reach the page and a half. But 64 pages, that's what he did. He actually met with the Inspector General on May 3rd. And a few times after that. Along with his legal team. You know, he's not fucking around. He's got a whole damn legal team. And he says, listen, they're trying to discredit me. Completely trying to discredit me. And what they're saying is that a lot of this is because the report's coming out. They're doing this right before the report comes out. Because honestly, they had a long time to get this done. If you listen to UFO Buster Radio about 2 years ago, that was one of my primary questions. Why aren't they fucking with him? Why are they not lashing out at him? Because he admitted he took the damn videos. He checked them off in the library. He never took them back. Can you imagine what his bill is right now for not checking those videos back in? He literally said, I said, listen, I need these videos for training purposes for these pilots. And he never took them back. So yeah, I could see them kind of threatening his security clearance. I could see that because, fuck, you took information from the DOD. I could definitely see that. Now, the whole crazy thing, well, unfortunately, you have a bunch of pilots and folks in the Navy that corroborated what his claims were because they actually fucking saw it. So I don't think the crazy claim is going to stick. So that's kind of weird, but hey, this information is what it is. So they gotta make it look nuts. And the problem is, making people look nuts in the 40s was easy. 50s, 60s, oh, you're just batshit crazy. Go get some tinfoil, you fucker. But now it's not so easy. Now it's like almost mainstream now. We just don't have no fucking proof. So there you go. He says basically that the Department of Defense was lying about him and attacking him publicly and using their authority of their offices to discredit him. Even interfering with his ability to seek and obtain gainful employment. And that is a statement that came from his attorney, Daniel Sheehan, not the singer. And they said they also threatening to get rid of his security clearance, which I could see that happening. Let's not fuck around. You know, we thank Lou Elizondo for what he did, but, you know, let's keep it real. You stole government videos. What the fuck? Are we supposed to... No. You know, that last part, Sheehan, no. You sing your way out of that one. Don't even mention that shit again. Because, listen, it's true. Yeah, we appreciate what he did, but fuck, you still stole stuff from the government. Yeah, you shouldn't have any security clearances. I'll be honest with you. Anyway, so Sheehan apparently is saying that Elizondo's complaint to the Inspector General is much more greater than him. It's not just about him and this whole disinformation campaign. People call him crazy as fuck and all that kind of stuff. It's also because he not only wants to clear his name, but he wants to compel the Pentagon to clear up all the so-called ambiguity about what it knows about UFOs. There's no ambiguity there, partner. They're not going to tell you. They don't want to. They don't have to. And then the thing is, you could have probably taken a whole lot more videos, but you only went out with 3. So, shit. That's it. That's a done deal, man. That's a done deal. But we'll see what happens. Now, it's really fascinating because the article points out that the day before the Inspector General put out that one news article from a few weeks ago where he was going to investigate the whole UFO thing with the Pentagon and what they actually do when there's a UFO sighting, that it turns out Lou Elizondo met with him the day before. So, is that a coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. But Lou still has his hands in a cookie jar, as you will. So we'll see what happens. Will his complaint go anywhere? I'm sure it will. They got to make it look good, right? Because now it's in the public eye. And now you got this report coming. And now the IG is investigating the Pentagon and what it does about UFOs. So, hey, listen. There's just a lot of things happening when it comes to this report. And it's coming from all sides. So get your chastity belt ready because someone's going to get probed if they're not looking. I'm telling you, that's just the way it is going to go down. We got one more story for you. And this comes from our favorite friend in the world, Scott C. Waring, Paradolia Pete. got this this vodka that I got mixed in my cup right now, and it's a weird thing because it kind of chokes me, kind of. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the flavor. I have no idea. But this other vodka that I found recently, and this is not a paid advertisement, called Deep Eddy out of Austin, Texas. Holy fuck. That is one crazy ass vodka. The flavors are fucking amazing. So there you go. If you're an alcoholic and you feel like you need to continue that trend, please go check out Deep Eddy. And even if you're not, it's like Friday or Saturday, you're getting down, go get some Deep Eddy. That stuff is good. Like I said, I'm not being paid for this. I'm just a vodka, aficionado or something like that. Anyway, UFO sighting, alien hunter thanks Google Maps pics. Thinks Google Maps pics are 100% proof of UFOs over Florida. Could you imagine that? All places Florida. Yeah, I have a feeling Florida's going to have a crazy-ass hurricane season. I don't know why, but I just had to, they kind of do for some shit to go down. Like when I lived there, 4 fucking hurricanes that I actually lived through. And one of them did some crazy-ass shit. Went out of the Jacksonville, turned into Georgia, came back down again. I mean, that one didn't give no fucks. I didn't even remember the name of it. It's all a blur. Anyway, our favorite UFO hunter, Scott C. Waring, apparently discovered evidence of extraterrestrial activity over Florida. And he says Google Maps did it. This is really weird. It's kind of strange because, anyway, we'll get to it. UFO Sightings Daily, Waring said that he frequently shares images and video clips of bizarre theories and UFOs and all his claims and shit like that. His latest post, this UFO hunter loves using Google and stuff. He says, listen, I found these images of 7 objects buzzing over Florida. He says these are dated from December 2002, and they show satellite shots of Palm Beach, Florida. So you guys in Palm Beach, Miami, watch out, because ET is all over your shit. He said the pictures appear to show blue-grayish blobs over different parts of Palm Beach. He says, listen, you ain't got to take my word for it. Just go to damn Google Maps and you'll find it. You'll see it. It's there. And he actually created a video on YouTube about it. And he says he was excited about it. But some of the folks that respond to his stuff, and first of all, I didn't even know that Scott C. Waring at UFO Sightings Daily actually had a YouTube channel. That's how much I follow Pareidolia Pete. But anyway, he says that these things were actually on there, and he created a video about it. Now, the folks that actually saw the video were not all on board. They basically were like, no, maybe it's a raindrop. I had to stop for a second because I'm like, these are aerial shots from Google Earth, Google Maps or whatever, but these aren't. I thought these were taken by satellite. How could the fuck could it be a raindrop? That's what they came up with. That's what their response was. That, according to Pareidolia Pete, these UFOs were about 60 meters across, and they're all about the same shape. Some of them appeared to be kind of tilted, not flat. They were a little tilted. Maybe they were banking, making a turn. Who fucking knows? But the question then is, if these were taken by satellite, what the hell are they? Because they sure as hell can't be raindrops or dew on the camera lens if they're in freaking low orbit. I don't understand. This one really does have me puzzled, to be honest, because I have no idea what it could be. Really have no idea. But the other crazy thing is that everything around the blob, the disc blob, is pretty much in focus. So it's weird. According to Pareidolia P, he says, listen, the reason why everything is in focus around it and kind of fuzzy around the ship is because it's a propulsion system. It's those gravitational waves or something like that. I don't know. This one is kind of weird because the fact is that these are taken from space, so I have no idea. How could this blob be there? But for fuck's sake, what kind of time? What does he do for a living? Apparently, he must just run the website and just go through these freaking images? Like, does he pick a state a day and go through it? Maybe even a city a day? Because, fuck, you cannot go through an entire state of freaking Google Earth images just to find specks of UFOs on it. I mean, it's nuts. I don't understand how he does it. He's got to have a team. He's got to have a team. I think he's out there in the Philippines somewhere. I don't know. He's got to have a team. He's got to have them in some kind of sweatshop going through Google Earth and Google Moon and Google freaking Mars too, trying to find these images. It's crazy the way he does it. It's just crazy. This one, I kind of like. The other shit that I've seen from Pareidolia Pete has just been out there. But this is interesting. Now, what really caught my eye, and you can see the pictures on the link that's in the description, is that it's not all in one place. The fuzziness happens, these fuzzy discs happens in two different pictures, two different frames, and he says there's up to like 7 UFOs at one point. So, I don't know. I'm a bit puzzled on this. I really am. But the idea that it's rain droplets or dew on the lens of the satellite, that's kind of strange to me. I don't see how that fits, because why wouldn't all the pictures of that area of Palm Beach on that specific day and year, why don't they all look that way? Food for thought. I think, listen, I'm going to say Pareidolia Pete might have something here, and it could have been a glitch with Google. Who fucking knows? Maybe there was an error somewhere in the scripting for this particular satellite that day, and it caused some kind of glitch in the image. I have no idea, but it's possible. I wonder if he goes that far. Does he ever contact Google and say, hey, can you validate this image, and whether or not you have some kind of a ticket out on the satellite for some kind of programming situation? Who knows if he goes, but I guess for him, they probably wouldn't answer anyway, so what can you do, for fuck's sake? That's the way it is. That's the last episode, not the last episode, the last freaking article I've been contemplating doing during the summer. Some extra episodes during the week, but I don't know. We'll have to see, because Pareidolia Pete might have more news articles during the summer. He has more time, and certainly there'll be more information slowly getting out relating to this report, and we might be able to break some news on it. Who knows? Or break some wind, which happens naturally. There's the end of the podcast. I'm going to play a couple songs to end it. And actually, Dre is asking in the live chat, can we call in? I don't know if he's talking about today. Not today, but probably next week. We'll get together a call-in show so that we can figure out together what the hell is going on with this Pentagon report. But in the meantime, you guys already know.
Today is the beginning of the end and the start of a new beginning. Time has come to refine yourself and let go of the demons in your head that have held you in captivity for so long. It's time to flip the page and prove them wrong. It's time for rebirth. Yeah, time's up to say goodbye to all the haters, doubters, and non-believers trying to bring you down. In the blink of an eye, you'll realize that there's so much more to the book than the page you were stuck on. Finally, you will feel free to live a life you love living instead of the life you think other people want you to live. Remember, you are the highest authority when it comes to knowing what you want and what you love. So stop trading yourself for the approval from others. Ladies and gentlemen, weirdos and geeks, please repeat after me. I don't give a fuck. stop listening to others and own your position. People will always tell you what to do, being and how to live. So let's create space for what matters most to you. You'll be glad you did. Now start reclaiming your time and your mental well-being by saying no more. No more. Say it loudly and proudly. In other words, fuck you. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
Fired all of the bullets. Yeah, you shot me through the heart. Casting dice and roulette. The game was set right from the start. I don't wanna go, I don't wanna know, I don't want it anymore. I don't wanna go, don't wanna know, but I keep coming back for more. Crashing down in the plane, all things are burning up in flames. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Crashing down in the plane, our love will never be the same. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Yeah, the air's getting thinner, higher than high we go. A game with no winners. We keep pushing more and more. I don't wanna go, I don't wanna know, I don't want it anymore. I don't wanna go, don't wanna know, but I keep coming back for more. Crashing down in the plane, all things are burning up in flames. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Crashing down in the plane, our love will never be the same. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Yeah, the air's getting thinner, higher than high we go. A game with no winners. We keep pushing more and more. Crashing down in an aeroplane, all things are burning up in flames. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder. Crashing down in an aeroplane, our love will never be the same. We're going under, bang bang like thunder, bang bang like thunder.